creative, at some point, you're going to get negative feedback. Let's talk about how to handle it. So negative feedback comes in a couple of different flavors. One of those, and I think the most important one to be aware of, is taste. If someone does not like chocolate, it does not matter how good your chocolate cake is, they won't enjoy it. This, I find, is most of the problem when it comes to feedback, is somebody says, I don't like this isn't the kind of thing that I like. And we take that as, oh, I made something bad. You didn't. You made Brussels sprouts and they hate Brussels sprouts. You cooked delicious, tender fish, but they hate fish. That is the kind of feedback that doesn't really mean anything. When it comes, even though it hurts, you can put that aside. 2, there's just straight up mean feedback. There are people who, for reasons unknown, make it their mission in life to hurt other people. They go out of their way to make fun, to be cruel, to just kidding, say things that just, why would you say that to another human being? People like this love going after artists. I really don't know why. When someone is coming after you just horrifically meanly, just attacking all kinds of vicious things that they're saying, trying to rip your work down, it's a little more personal than it should be. When that happens, of course it hurts, but that's the kind of feedback you can put aside too. It's not real. It's based on them spewing hate everywhere. That's got nothing to do with the quality of your work. 3, frustrated creatives. We're not good at giving feedback when we ourselves are blocked. A really good example of that from my own life. I grew up inspired by Tolkien. I love Tolkien, absolutely. But while I was struggling through college and had no time to write and didn't know what I was doing and just felt miserable because none of my stories were in the world yet, we went to see the Lord of the Rings movies in the theater. And I hated them. At the time, I hated them. Now, I absolutely love them. But at the time, I picked them to pieces. Like, how dare they make Lothlorien the wrong color? It's supposed to be gold. Why did I do that? Because I was blocked. And so I was just nitpicking those things to death. When somebody comes and nitpicks at you, often they are a creative who wants to make their own thing and they're not doing it right now. So it's actually self-hate that's being pointed in your direction. And again, it has nothing to do with you. The 4th kind of negative feedback is the only one you need to pay attention to. Now, this kind of feedback usually isn't done in a public place. People who are thoughtful, who are trying to use their words in a responsible way, usually don't leave negative reviews. Instead, if they know you personally, they'll take the time to say, your pacing is good, but it needs a little bit of work here. I found myself skipping paragraphs because I didn't really need to read these and I wouldn't miss anything. Or this is great, but your shading doesn't quite reflect the light source. Did you consider where the light source is and where the shadows actually would be cast? See, that kind of feedback can hurt because often it touches on things that we were already struggling with, but it's also really useful. It's not always right, but it is useful. That's the kind of thing that sometimes can open your eyes to what you were missing. They can help you strengthen your style, your plot, whatever it is that you're trying to draw. That kind of feedback you don't have to take as gospel. There's no kind of feedback you take as gospel, but at least listen to it. Now, it can be hard to find that kind of feedback because it requires people to know what goes into art and actually be in a healthy place themselves. But it can be done. It's the reason I'm opening up a Discord to try to pull healthy creatives together so we can help one another. That Discord, by the way, will be open on Monday. So if you want to meet like-minded creatives who are getting out of block, come and join us. But that's beside the point. The fact is, you will never please everyone. So you are never going to be in a place where you don't ever receive negative feedback. It's impossible. But you can discard most of it. And this is important. Hi. Do you want to come up? Oh, hi. Oh, Simon says hello. I am sorry about the negative feedback because it hurts. It does. There's just no way to receive it and not get hurt. But you don't have to take it and stamp it into your heart. See it for what it is. Discern what it is. And most of the time you can just cast it aside and keep going. How many times have you enjoyed something and not left a positive review? Most of the people who love your work will not tell you because that is just life. They think you know already how good you are. We know the truth, but they don't. Just keep going, Keep creating. Don't let the opinions of other people destroy you or turn you away from your path. Your art is an expression of you and is as unique as you are. Keep going. Keep creating. Sit down with me now, fellow creatives, and together, let's make something new.